Hey everyone, this is Rob over here at BuneBape, and I hope you're having an amazing day. Today I'll be bringing you another old school RuneScape video, and this one's going to be in addition to the loot series. So I'm going to be showing you loot from a 100 KC Tempoross grind. And it just so happens that today on the 26th, the day I'm making this video, they actually increased the rewards in a hotfix, so I think it'll be even more interesting to see the loot because of that. With that being said, this isn't a guide, it's strictly a loot video, but I am going to be including a few tips and tricks I learned along the way, so if you do decide to just jump into this boss with only this video in mind, you'll have a general idea of how to do it. Along with that though, there is a ton of guides out there on the internet already, as well as I made one myself, so make sure to head over to the channel if you want to check that out. Speaking of the channel, if you want to be updated whenever I do come out with new content, make sure to subscribe. If you like this video or it helps you in any way, make sure to leave a like, and if you think I could do better, let me know down in the comments below. So now that all of that is out of the way, let's jump into the video. Alright, so first things first, let's talk about the loadout that I decided to use. So in the background, you can see all the different Tempoross runs, and they're all in chronological order, so you can see the progression of not just my experience, but also the differences in inventory throughout the grind. In the very first clip, for example, I was even bringing food. I didn't know if this was a safe minigame or not. Turns out it was a complete waste of space. I also ended up changing to 2 buckets, 3 buckets, 4 buckets, and ultimately went back to 2 buckets at the very end. So besides that, the outfit I decided to use was just simply the graceful outfit. I don't have the anglers, but now I might have a reason to get it. If you stick around to the end, you'll know what I mean. Of course, I would always also bring a hammer and rope, and that's about it for the inventory. So as far as strategies go for cooking and not cooking, it was also sort of a progression there. But in the end, I wanted to go for a mix of getting the most amount of rewards as well as getting a good amount of experience. So with that thought in mind, I ended up with a strategy of cooking my first inventory and then not cooking every subsequent inventory after that. So while I don't have the exact numbers, I averaged around 51 to 52,000 fishing experience per hour. Like I said, this isn't exact, but a ballpark figure for the amount of experience I got in total over 100 kills is about 550,000. So as you can see, this is an image for how much experience you can get on average so far if you are cooking, and I got a little bit more than that because my level on average is 75 and I used a dragon harpoon. So like I said, considering I was doing a hybrid style of the minigame, I'm actually really happy with how much experience I got per hour and would recommend it if you also preferred getting rewards and a decent amount of fishing experience at the same time. So as far as gear, inventory, as well as my experience in the minigame, that's about all I have to say. Alright, and so here we are, we finally made it to 100 KC. I hope you guys enjoyed the video up until this point. If you just came here for the loot and rewards, then welcome, and let's jump into it right here. You can see I have 100 completed, my fastest was around 4 minutes, and also I've collected a total of 0 rewards so far. And so if you don't know, if you want to claim your rewards, you're going to need a net, which luckily Michelle told me you can get from the guy sitting right next to the reward pool, and then you literally fish out your rewards. So I'm going to fast forward through all this because it takes quite a bit of time to fish up nearly 400 rewards. So overall, I'm actually really happy with my experience here. Obviously, I mean, I did 100 of them and I still enjoy it. I think Jagex really hit it out of the park and deserves a pat on the back as far as this minigame goes. It's really similar to Wintertot, so if you have any experience with that, then you'll be right at home whenever you start doing this minigame. It's really nice because you don't have to worry about your health, unlike Wintertot, so it's even more relaxing in that case. It's a really great alternative to barbarian fishing, which in my opinion is extremely boring, but it is much more AFK, and here you do get more rewards, so it's obviously a bit of a trade. I thought the experience here was a lot better than at barbarian fishing, but obviously that's just my experience. And also, like I said, the rewards are really cool and the pet is amazing. Alright, so I feel like I rambled on plenty, so let's jump into all the different rewards you could potentially see whenever you do finish defeating Tempoross a couple times. Keep in mind that as of today, they did just hotfix and increase the rewards you can expect to get whenever you go to the reward pool, and I think with this, they're trying to put it more in line with the rewards you can get at Wintertot, but spoiler alert, they're still not that good. So of course, the main thing that you can expect to get from the fishing skilling boss is, of course, fish. Now this is going to be dependent on your fishing level, on what kind of fish that you can fish up, and the numbers that you get are pretty much random, and I could see this being great for any Ironman out there. So besides fish, he also drops some construction supplies that are pretty common, soaked pages which are amazing, and a couple more useless drops such as seaweed, feather, and fishing bait, and the caskets, while they can be worth a lot, aren't always that reliable. Of course, the thing that everyone's going to be looking to get is the uniques. So the uniques here are actually really amazing, and I think they do a good job of offsetting all the other kind of trash drops that you get, with the big ticket items of course being the Tome of Water and Dragon Harpoon, which are extremely rare, especially in my experience, as you'll see. But the other stuff such as the flakes, fish barrel, and tackle box are extremely useful, and it's obviously going to look cool if you have a giant harpoon fish in your house. Also, the caskets that I mentioned do have a few more interesting drops, nothing to really write home about, but it will top up your bank a little if you do happen to get a few of them. It's nice because they do stack exactly like a treasure trail drops, so if you've ever done those, then these are essentially dumbed down versions of that. Alrighty, so here we are at the final price check of the video. Thanks if you managed to stick around the entire time. This price check, of course, contains all 100 consecutive successful Tempoross KC with a total of 359 reward permits. As you saw, we didn't get super lucky and find any of the uniques that we really wanted, being the Dragon Harpoon as well as especially the pet. That's the main reason I came here. But I'm not going to complain, we did get super lucky with the Tome of Water as well as a ton of soaked pages. So you can see that in the price check, fish is actually going to make up the majority of our profit with over 700k. Once you add the construction items as well as all the casket items, like I said, the caskets were pretty underwhelming and I really wish they would buff those somehow or something like that. They kind of feel essentially worthless. They add a couple of rune items, but overall I didn't feel like they added a lot of value. So our final price check without any of the uniques is going to be just over 1,000,000 gold, and if you add the soaked pages as well as the Tome of Water, it bumps it up to 2 million, which is great. For some reason the Tome of Water is only price checking at 570k, but I know it sells for over 1.5 million currently, so obviously that's not correct. We made about 3 million total, which breaks down to about 30k per round. So with 30k per round, honestly, that's a little underwhelming and short of what I was hoping for. I obviously can't add the fish flakes here because they're not tradable, and it's hard to really put a price on them considering I'll likely just use them to upgrade an angler's outfit whenever I manage to get that. And when you think about it, Fashionscape really is the true end game. So with that being said, you can't put a price on the fish flakes, so I essentially made a trillion gold per hour. But on a more serious note, I did get the fish barrel as well as the tackle box. This place isn't going to reward you a lot of raw gold or anything like that, but it is going to reward you with, in my opinion, some of the cooler items in the game. And especially if you're an Ultimate Iron Man, that tackle box might literally be priceless to you. So overall, although the rewards aren't really worth it in my opinion here, I had a great time and would do it again. The experience of actually just fighting Tempoross is a great alternative to fishing, and the rewards are really just the icing on the top. And while I couldn't recommend this place if you're asking me about the best minigames for money per hour, I would definitely recommend it as one of the most top-notches experience in RuneScape. So with that being said, that's going to be about it for this video. I really hope you all enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed Tempoross, and let me know down in the comments if you had a similar sentiment or if you think they could have changed some stuff to make it a lot better. So that's going to be about it for me. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you all very soon.